Hello, thank you for watching my second vlog. If you've not seen the first one yet, then I do recommend that you watch that first because it will explain way more about what this one's about. So I just want to show you where I'm up to in my Bible in a year. So just try and catch the light. It's not brilliant. Okay, there we go. So you see these dots here are from where before we started. Then did really well, did all my readings, got a big diary, wrote every day, spent loads of time on it, and then suddenly the purple dots creep back, and I totally just lost momentum. Did a really I just didn't put it as a main priority, got really behind, and then I think that's what's always happened before, and then I look at all these purple dots and I kind of go, oh, I'm really behind, and then I can't keep up with it, and then so instead of worrying about that, I'm just going to start again from today and have another go. So if you have lost momentum, like me, then don't worry, we can carry on. If you haven't ever started, then don't worry, you can start. And if you've been doing really well, then great for you. Please do tell me what your secret is. So when I was doing the readings every day and really taking time out and making it a priority every day, I really felt like God did speak to me in a big way. And I was on holiday with a friend, and she was doing it as well. She did it with me, and every day it was great to be able to chat through and to kind of discuss what God was saying. And one of the things he was saying to me was about unity, and in the church, about the importance of unity. And actually, when you do stuff with other people, it's a really good way of discussing it and keeping up with it. And I think unity is massively important, and just a way that the church is ineffective is when we start making the church a boxing ring and we start debating on issues at length to the jeopardy of what the church is supposed to be doing. So I'm not saying debating's bad. I'm saying it should be one aspect of what we do. It shouldn't ever be the main priority. The main priority, I think, is to love other people and to look after the needy and to care for the sick and to be to 21st century world what Jesus was to people. He loved the poor, he loved the needy, and he loved spending time with God. And so my biggest challenge has been actually to be an effective Christian, you need to be spending time with God every day. And to be somebody that is being like Jesus, which is, I guess, what a Christian is supposed to do. You've got to love the poor. You've got to look after the needy. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean that we all have to up sticks and move to Africa. It just means that we have to be aware of people that are struggling, and send a text and send a card and send some flowers and give them a ring and go, do you know what? You're not on your own. I'm with you. It's having people around for dinner, and it's being a better community. And so if you're somebody who feels like you've kind of lost your focus of like, what's the point in church? What's the point in Christianity? Then my biggest challenge would be, 1, spend time with God. 2, please go and find people to love and people to look after and make it less about you and more about others, which is what God's asked me to do. And the second thing that, the second massive thing that I got out of doing this was the whole take the log out of your eye before you take the speck out of somebody else's. And I think we find it really easy to look at other people and go, oh, they're not doing great, and to kind of judge other people. And I am so guilty of it. And I think as I've been kind of looking at this, God's raised kind of feelings that I've had and thoughts I've had towards people that are totally wrong. And so, for example, I'm not very athletic. I don't really like exercise, don't really enjoy it, so I don't really do it. I'd rather stay at home and eat cake, which is why I'm not the size 10 that I used to be many moons ago. But I will happily look at somebody else who is really good at running and really good at jogging and maybe eating really well. Look at them and go, oh, I don't think their focus is Jesus. I think their focus is exercise, and that isn't what's most important to God. And actually, that is totally wrong, because I'm not doing that out of concern for them. I'm not doing it out of some kind of compassion for them. And And don't get me wrong, I think people can get obsessed with exercise and can get obsessed with dieting and can have their focus taken away from God. But the way I've been approaching people or thinking about people in my head has been really bad and has been totally out of jealousy, and has not been cool. So I think I would just encourage you to get a massive mirror, hold it up against your face and go, where do I need to be challenged on, not challenge other people on? And I think the story of Saul and David, Saul was basically completely jealous of David, and so he decided that David was a bad guy and must be killed and must be injured. And I think sometimes these Bible stories are like way out there. Like, so Saul, to prove a point, made David go and get 1,000 Philistine foreskins. Just creepy, really creepy. But I think we need to kind of have a look and see, okay, God, through this story, the theme is about jealousy, and it's about anger towards another person, and it is about that kind of speck of dust and the log thing. So just a real challenge to kind of have a look at what the main theme is and how do I apply that to my life. And yeah, so I hope you got loads out of it. I hope you were really encouraged by it. And I guess we need to go out there, love people, help the needy, figure out how we do that, invite people around, just love on people. And the second thing is just really get on with one another and make sure the main thing is the main thing. So see you in a few days.